During a review meeting on Wednesday, Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa pulled up the civic agency officials responsible for the slow progress of the smart city projects in Bengaluru. Questioning the authorities, he said, "The monsoon has already set in and is expected to intensify in another 2 weeks. When are you going to complete the work?" Expressing his disappointment, the Chief Minister said he has been observing that the incomplete roadworks in the central business district of Bengaluru was a hindrance to the public as well as the VIP movement. Responding to which the chief engineer of the project assured the Chief Minister that the work would be completed by June 30th. Bengaluru Central Crime Branch Police on Thursday seized 30 lakhs worth of LSD and delight drugs and detained 11 individuals in the city. CCB Chief Sandeep Patil said police held on to MDMA, euphoria, LSD and cell phones from the accused. An indication by the Indian Meteorological Division says hefty rains are probably going to lash the coastal areas of Karnataka for 1 week, beginning from Thursday. A yellow alarm has been sounded for Dakshina Kannada and Udupi regions on Thursday and Friday, and furthermore, likewise, orange and red alerts are declared for Saturday and Sunday, when the district is required to get bountiful measures of rain. The new alarm is given in the wake of the low pressing factors that is created in the Bay of Bengal. IMD said, in the meantime, dispersed downpours are additionally pouring over all Mysuru areas, including the capital city, Bengaluru. On Thursday, Justice Sanjeev Narula dismissed an application by late Bollywood actor Sushant Singh Rajput's father, Krishna Kishore Singh, seeking to restrain anyone from utilizing his son's name or similarity in films. Punjab Health and Family Welfare Minister Balbir Singh Sidhu on Wednesday slashed the centre's decision of capping the price of COVID vaccines at the private hospitals, saying that it came late and urged it to abolish the 25% quota kept for private players. 2 days after Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced the central government's decision to provide free coronavirus vaccine to states and union territories for inoculation of all above 18 from June 21st, Sidhu said that the decision of capping the price was taken at a much later stage when private hospitals have already made huge profits, while BJP leaders leveled false allegations that the Punjab government is making a profit by supplying vaccines to them, and urged the centre to refund all the payments made by the state government for vaccines. Aiming to provide relief to the poor suffering due to the economic slowdown caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath on Wednesday transferred Rs 230 crore into bank accounts of 23 lakh daily wages, a UP government statement said. Referring to the COVID-19 management in the state, Adityanath said in the past a year and a half, when the entire world was grappling with the pandemic, Uttar Pradesh has managed to bring the outrageous situation under control through collective efforts of the government and its people. Union Minister Jitendra Singh said that the Indian Space Research Organisation will assist development projects in the Northeast by offering optimum utilization of satellite imaging and other space technology for better accomplishment of targets. Chairing a high-level meeting with senior officers of the Ministry of Development of Northeastern Region and ISRO scientists, Singh said 6 out of the 8 states of the Northeast have already sent their proposals for execution by the ISRO, while the remaining 2, Sikkim and Assam, will send their proposals soon. China passed a law to counter foreign sanctions on Thursday, according to state television CCTV. The bill underwent a secret first review in April and was passed by China's top legislator, the National People's Congress Standing Committee, on Thursday after a second review. A joint statement on Wednesday said Sudan and Egypt agreed to coordinate efforts to push Ethiopia to negotiate seriously on an agreement on filing and operating a giant dam and its building on the Blue Nile. The two countries, which are downstream from the dam, issued the statement after African Union-sponsored talks remain deadlocked. Ethiopia is pinning its hopes of economic development and power generation on the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. Egypt fears the dam will imperil its water supply, and Sudan is concerned about the impact on its own water flows. Britain's Queen Elizabeth has been given a rose named after her late husband, Prince Philip, to mark what could have been his 100th birthday on Thursday, Buckingham Palace said. Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, died on April 9, just 2 months short of his landmark birthday, after more than 7 decades of marriage to Elizabeth, who is now 95. The palace said that last week Elizabeth had been presented with a Duke of Edinburgh rose, a newly bred pink commemorative rose in his memory.